Hey everyone, since I'm not going to be there today, I wanted to create this video so that you could kind of go through the lesson on airplane problems. So let's get started. The first question actually is not math at all. It's just like getting kind of your bearings, get it, on how to set up a problem like this. So you're flying an airplane heading north-northwest. So that means that you're pointed to that direction. The reason I bring that up is it says the wind is blowing from the east. So that means the airplane is heading northwest, north-northwest, but the wind is kind of heading to the west. But typically wind is described as where it's coming from, and airplane direction is kind of being given like where it's heading to. So when we are asked these questions here, it says, what do you know? We know that the plane flying north-northwest, and that the wind is what we would describe as a westerly wind. Okay. What do we need to know? It's asking, what is the air traffic controller going to see on the radar? So what that means, maybe I should describe this generally first, and I wish I could be there to do this, and we'll talk about it tomorrow, but there's a difference between the direction the nose of the airplane is pointed and the direction that the airplane is, like the shadow of the airplane is also heading. So if you account for wind pushing on your airplane, the nose might be heading north-northwest, but with a westerly wind, the ground, like a radar that shows the airplane is not going to show the same arrow direction. So what we need to know is the speed of the airplane and the speed of the wind. Because it's saying here's the direction that the airplane is headed and where the wind is headed. It's asking for the air traffic controller's ground heading and speed. So that's what that's asking for there. It says, what would this look like? So here, let me draw a little bit better description. Always is better in picture form. So what's happening is, like if this was my radar, I'm going to, from here on out, I'm going to draw red to be the wind vector. And so in this case, the wind, it says, is a westerly wind. It means my vector is heading due west. Also from here on out, the airplane itself, if there was no wind to account for, like if you're sitting in the cockpit of the airplane, this is going to be what direction, what speed do you see and experience from inside the airplane? And so we're going to call that vector P, and we're going to describe that in blue. So what it's saying is a north-northwest. So that's kind of, a true straight northwest would be 45 degrees out this quadrant. But we don't have that. We have north-northwest, so I'm going to try and best describe that as a little bit further towards north. Kind of like that in blue. Now, green is going to be reserved for what we were going to call the resultant vector. So if you think about this, the blue is representing, here, let me get my arrow. The blue is representing, like if I'm in the cockpit, I'm heading at this direction. But as I'm pointing my airplane and heading this direction, the red vector is affecting my blue vector, and it is pushing the airplane a new direction, and that is that green resultant. We're going to call, we can call it R for resultant, or a lot of times I leave it as P plus W, because that's really what it is the resulting vector of adding the plane and wind vectors. So what does that look like? It kind of looks something like this. And I can probably should go back and label these just because in a tutorial video, it's usually helpful to have that stuff labeled. So it's saying, what does it look like? Well, the plane is looking like I'm heading north-northwest. The wind is clearly heading straight west. Therefore, the actual, like the radar that I'm watching on the ground, that's what it would look like, is that little green vector. So again, I'm going to stop this video here because that's just our introduction to airplane problems. We're not worried about numbers in this case. So get ready though. Next video coming up, we will start doing math within airplane problems.